Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am your host, Data T of the Good Guys channel. Leave a like on the way in if you don't mind. Today's story comes out of Indianapolis. What we have here is an Indianapolis homeowner who speaks out after shooting alleged intruder. Okay, we don't always get people who would like to comment after they have shot somebody, but this guy was brave enough to do that, and we are going to listen to his rationale and actually what happened. So let's take a look.
Be armed in your own house. I mean, it's sad, but it bees like that over here in this neighborhood.
First at 6 o'clock, for the second time, a man has had to shoot a home intruder, but this time it turned deadly.
Okay, I don't know if you guys caught that, but she has just said for the second time. For the second time, this guy has had to shoot an intruder. Let's keep listening.
Tonight, we're talking to that homeowner who pulled the trigger. This happened around 4 this morning on West 34th near MLK Jr. Street on the north side. WRTV's Adam Shum spoke to him and also explains what rights homeowners have when it comes to self-defense.
The homeowner who lives here on this north side home told me that this is at least the second time that somebody tried to break into his home since 2014. He told me that he just has to do what he has to do to stay safe.
I'm quite sure that, other steps can be taken to make sure that if they don't want to understand, then I guess I'm going to have to make them understand.
Nearly 8 years later.
Did you hear that? I'm surprised this is on national television. For him to say this, if they don't want to understand, I will make them understand. I love it. I'm so glad that we can see this. Someone who is defending himself and is not ashamed to do so.
Howard Murphy is once again questioning why his northwest side home was broken into.
It's depressing because, you work so hard to get what you want for somebody to come in and just take it.
In November of 2014, a suspect broke into his home. Murphy shot that man. That suspect survived. That suspect was arrested. Friday morning, Murphy was faced with the same situation. Police say Murphy shot and killed 64-year-old Steve Shepard Jr. after he broke into his home.
It happened so fast in the front room that he took a video game and threw it at me. Then after that, shots rang out.
Murphy said.
Now, it's interesting that he has been targeted before. And ladies and gentlemen, you may have to use your firearm more than once. And this is a sad reality for this man who's had to use his gun more than once. And something interesting also from what he said, that you work so hard for what you have accomplished or gathered in your life, and then to have somebody try to take it from you, that tugs on everybody. Deep down, you know that, hey, this is my boss. Don't try to come and take it by force. And for him to use his firearm and make sure that this guy understood that you can't do that, some people don't agree with it. I wonder why.
Says he noticed that his home was broken into days before and expected the same intruders to come back once again.
Apparently somebody was just probably watching me and decided to break in my house.
I reached out to Guy Relford. He's an attorney who focuses on Second Amendment issues.
You can defend your home, including with deadly force.
Relford is talking about the state's Castle Doctrine, which allows Hoosiers to act against acts of violence.
Where the trigger is pulled and someone uses deadly force, that's specifically justified under Indiana law if they have that reasonable belief that they're preventing or terminating an unlawful entry into their home.
I hope these other guys either learn a lesson from it. If not, There's plenty of spots over in Crown Hill.
Working for you, Adam Shooms, WRTV.
I don't know if you guys understood that when he said there's plenty of spots in Crown Hill. I actually had to look this up. I looked it up. Crown Hill is actually a cemetery. So he's making sure everybody understand, hey, I will put you in the grave. I love this guy. I'm glad this is something that we can see. I know this will not be, I'm not trying to say that this is glorified self-defense, but it's good to see that people are using their firearms, but they are using them for self-defense. That is a big majority of the reason why we have the Second Amendment, and he's able to exercise it. Thank goodness. Because if he were to wait for the cops, who knows when they would get there.
Here's what Indiana law says. This is directly from the state's gun owner's Bill of Rights. Quote, an individual has a right to protect his or her home from unlawful intrusion and to defend themselves and third parties from physical harm and crime. Therefore, you have the right to protect yourself or a third person with the use of deadly force without the duty to retreat if you believe that the force is necessary to prevent or terminate the other person's unlawful entry into your dwelling or occupied motor vehicle. End quote.
Well, I couldn't have said it better. I'm glad that they stated the law, the Indiana law. We should all know that Indiana is a constitutional carry state. That happened recently. But guys, what do you guys think? Was this man correct in shooting not just once, but twice, two different people from entering his home? Would you do the same? I'm glad that this guy was able to talk to us after his encounter. Definitely, in my opinion, this is a good guy. And what would happen, guys, if good men did nothing? And if good men did nothing, there would be no good guys.